Hello guys, Raj here, back again, and guess what? Another Creed review. I know, I've done quite a few Creed reviews recently, but I think that's mainly to do with the fact that, they are kind of good for the spring and summer, and over the past few months I have worn quite a few Creed fragrances. So this review, a fragrance from the Aqua Originale line. I did a review on vetiver geranium recently. This one, got a sample, Aberdeen Lavender. When I first heard about the Aqua Originale line and I heard this name, honestly, I really thought it was going to be a really dull fragrance. The name Aberdeen Lavender didn't really excite me too much. I thought it was going to be a straight up, maybe a soapy herbal lavender kind of thing. But this is a very, very unique fragrance for the House of Creed. And I think it is actually very interesting, but it does, as usual for me, with many Creed fragrances, have its drawbacks, and I will go into that. 100 ml is the size of this bottle, one size only, will cost you $315, 165 pounds, or if you buy it from one of these French websites like I did. Actually, this sample I got from nose.fr. It's like a French website, and I got it for something like, no, the sample was like 2 euros, but they cost around 155 euros, I think. I think I got my vetiver geranium bottle for a bit cheaper. So yeah, for the notes for this fragrance, I'm kind of blabbering on a little bit too much here. Top notes: rosemary, absinthe, bergamot, a lemon. Middle notes: lavender, lily, tuberose, rose. Base notes: patchouli, leather, and vetiver. So from the opening blast, this was a bit of a shock to me because it's all about this smoky leather, herbal lavender and rosemary, something alcoholic in the background. I know absinthe is mentioned. It's not really the most obvious note to me, but it does smell quite like a spirit, And whoa, this was a real surprise because Creed don't really do fragrances like this. I didn't expect a fragrance called Aberdeen Lavender to have so many bold notes. There's birch in here, which adds this almost campfirey, burning wood kind of scent, almost tar-like. It's a bit odd. I think if you're somebody who really likes unique fragrances and something to stand out, maybe you wouldn't go to Creed, but I think definitely worth checking this out. But that's just the opening of this fragrance, and there's something in here that reminds me of some of the classic chypres from Guerlain. Maybe like an oriental style fragrance in some ways. It kind of reminds me actually of Mouchoir de Monsieur, which is a Guerlain fragrance. Quite a old man's almost classic fragrance, but it doesn't smell bad in that way. But has a kind of punch to it, shall I say. Bit of a skank factor, if I'm honest. And the Creed is not known for that. But all of this kind of rough edges subsides quite quickly, almost dramatically, like it's there and then it's not. I kind of thought of this image of you firing a gun, the bullet comes out in a big blast, smoke everywhere, and then a couple seconds later, nothing. And that's kind of, unfortunately, I would say, where this fragrance goes, because then all of this roughness and this harshness in some ways, not harshness, but like, leather has that kind of harsh, slightly smell. The fragrance doesn't smell bad and harsh in any way, but it was a real surprise. But then it kind of just turns into a kind of soapy herbal lavender fragrance, which is what I thought it was going to be. It's nice. Lavender's a nice scent, it's for many people very relaxing. It's often used in aromatherapy. It's often used in remedies to help people go to sleep. And this kind of fragrance after a while kind of makes me go to sleep because it's a little bit dull, if I'm honest. It doesn't even last that much on my skin. It doesn't have much of a presence, and I thought it would after the opening blast, which has so much going on. And I probably got about 3-4 hours performance, noticeable performance, maybe an hour or so on top of that. The opening projection is really like out there, and then it just suddenly it becomes really close to the skin. So, you know, maybe that's a good thing for you because you might like that type of more subtle type thing. But I want my fragrances to push out just a little bit, not too much. So yeah, I mean the leather kind of is kind of in there like a biker jacket kind of vibe, mixed in with the lavender, and it's a nice combo. But you know, I just kind of feel that this doesn't feel to me like a Creed fragrance in the opening. It definitely doesn't feel that way, and I'm not quite sure what they've done here. All I know is that it is interesting while it lasts on the skin, and it does become a little bit dull after a couple of hours, but you know, it's an interesting fragrance, and I definitely think it's definitely worth trying. I mean, there's almost like it sounds a bit strange, but there's almost like a boozy spirit-like Vicks vapor rub accord in here. Probably a mixture between the absinthe and the leather mixing together, creating something quite weird actually. But it's not a fragrance for me. It's definitely not a fragrance for me. But I would say it's worth checking out. Get a sample if you can, and let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd like to hear from you. Check out my Facebook page, and if you're into cigars, check out my cigar reviewing page. And for me, a rating for this one, I'm actually going to go with a 7 out of 10. I think Creed have been a little bit bold here, but I don't think it's executed as well as it could have been. And I think this fragrance, if it was from the house of maybe somebody like Mona de Oreo, or maybe somebody like maybe like a Naomi Goodsir, they really could have brought this to life. But just a few thoughts I had there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye.